Welcome to the Trading Lounge and the US indices, and we'll just be looking at the S&P 500 today. And on the daily chart here, everything's going according to plan, and we're looking at the end of, well, this whole structure here from wave 3 here all the way down to wave 4 here. And within that, we've been looking at this as an A wave and a B wave, and then 5 waves down for the C wave here. And we've been tracking down 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. And we'll look at this on a 2-hour chart and a 15-minute chart in a moment. There's a couple of other points here that I do need to sort of make obvious, is that this particular low here and this particular high here have never really been resolved properly. And what I mean by that is wave B sitting on top here? Is wave A sitting at this low here? These types of things. And different markets display different things. But what I'll do is I'll just leave it as it is for the time being. And what we'll do is, once we've finished these 5 waves down through to here, we'll observe very closely what type of pattern we get in this new space over here. If we see the slightest inclination of a corrective move, a corrective rally off here, then what we'll need to do is we'll have to go out 1 degree, and we'll put that there, we'll put that there, and we would have to put, if we're going out a degree, we'd have to put another wave in like this here, and that means that this wave would come to this point, this one down to here, and so on here, and this one to here, and then that would give us another 5 waves in here, which we could put as wave 1 here, wave 2 here. We'll probably have to come out of, no, that's right, yeah, and there. So that we may get this extra leg here. I don't know if it's the case, but it's just something that we'll have to work through at the bottom here. I've done a fair bit of research on this and this here, and I just can't find an answer that's really sort of that is the right one. The way that I had it first with the B wave here is my sort of bias at the end of, that was how I sort of resolved it at the end of it, and that was slightly based off the Dow Jones transports, because it was a very clear wave structure there. But look, that's just the little problem sitting on the side. Let's have a look at the 2-hour chart. So this structure is pretty sort of clean and tidy as we stand. From wave 4 here, we've got wave 1 either to here or to here. There's different ways of actually looking at this, and really it doesn't matter at the end of the day. It's still going to, we're still in the 3rd wave, and everything was pretty much sort of on track here. So yeah, so in wave 2 to wave 3, of course, we're looking for 5 waves, and I feel that they're actually done. And then we'd see a 38.2 retracement level come in on this, and we can look at that from here. If I just get in there reasonably sort of accurately, you can see that the 38, well, bit shady there, but 38.2 retracement level. So that's kind of where we're looking. We can lift this up a little bit, and this one here, this one here. I try to get them reasonably accurate, but always double check them because I'm a bit lazy, really. Yeah, that's what we're looking at there, and then 5 waves down here. Because the extension was in wave 3, that means that basically wave 1 here and wave 5 will be the same. That said, when we're working with large numbers like this, it tends to skew the count somewhat, so we'll be mindful of that. But in people that want to do the turn, then we'll be looking for a very clear 5 waves down here before you can buy down here. But even in this last 5th wave here, you want to get another 5 waves in this one here, so you should be able to get it pretty well spot on. The 15-minute chart. Okay, with the 15-minute chart here, from wave 2 up here, we're looking for 5 waves down, so we're looking at 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 waves in this structure here. So I'm just considering this low here. Now the 38.2 retracement level is back up here, so it's sort of into the group 2 area here. It may just pull up to this little area here as well. I think it's not good to trade wave 4s because they have overlapping wave structures and so on. So yeah, once that's done and dusted, then we'll be looking for 5 waves down through here. Now there's a possibility of a slight change here as well, and I'm just going to go over it. So it's how this resolves up here, in fact. So let me. I'm quite sure this is right because I took it off the cash market. But when I look at this market, there's possibilities here for slightly different count too. So basically an extra wave in the situation. So if I put wave 1 and wave 2 here, then I would need to. I'll just move this out of the way a little bit. It's a little bit of a tricky one, but then this wave 3 comes in here. This wave 4 comes in here. I'll move that. This wave 5 would probably come in about here. So that would be there. That would be a 3rd wave there. So a little bit more complicated, and all these 4th waves here, that's a little 4th wave here, so they'll all sort of pretty much line up somewhere in amongst all of that. So there is this possibility here as well for this to unfold. So yeah, just be a little bit mindful about that, a bit unfortunate. But I think the main thing in going long, I mean, the bottom line is that really you want to be in the 3rd wave, so to speak. So this will be a very choppy scenario. If you make money in these sorts of things in the middle of the trend, then you normally give it back in the end of the trend if you're not careful. So yeah, I just sort of leave well alone here, to be honest. But this little area down here, once this is finished, this will be the trade from that point there. But we'd need to confirm that with all the other markets that are in play within this structure, and that's also the European markets as well. And the Dow Jones is just following this, so there's no need to look at this particular pattern for the Dow Jones. The Dow Transports, I'll be looking at that very closely, and we'll have a look at that over the next few days, and we'll see how that's panning out as well. It's from this wave 4 on the Dow Transports, that's in place now, and we've got a slight move down here, but it's lagging a little bit compared to the others. But let's just, it's not such a big deal, but its structure needs to be finished as well. So we'll look at that in due course. But yeah, look, everything's good and on track there. Okay, cheers.